Hello, everyone, and good evening. Today, the topic for good night meditation is going from clarity, or rather, bringing in clarity in order to remove the chaos in our minds. And this is one of a practice that has helped a lot here. It has given a lot of benefit. We all want to actually retire and sleep well in the night, right? That is everybody's aim. Nobody wants to have a disturbed sleep. And although we may have, slowed ourselves down, our pace down during the evening in order to prepare the self for a good night's sleep. But many times, what happens is that we actually end up, when we are ready to sleep or it's time to sleep, then there is silence and quiet outside most of the time, right? But in such circumstances or situation or in such an environment, is exactly when all the thoughts that are there from the day, they start popping up in the mind, because now there are not so many distractions outside, right? So you have prepared to retire, but but inside the mind becomes more active. And the activity or the thoughts of the mind, most of the time is, or 100% of the time, is about something to do in the physical world. It may be related to some people that we are interacting with. It may be related to some possessions or objects that we are interacting with. It may be related to pets or pizza, or, the list is very long, right? Anything to do with the physical world. And most of the time, when these thoughts are appearing in the night, they are very much cyclical in nature, meaning repetitive, right? We keep thinking about the same thing again and again and again. Why did this one say this to me? Why did this happen to me? Why was the weather not good today when I went out? It was my birthday, for example. Yeah, something like this just keeps, popping up in the mind again and again and again, the whole night sometimes, or for several nights also, maybe. Yeah. So how do we, we try to dissuade the mind into being engaged with something else, and we have been using things like maybe reading a book or watching television, getting on our gadgets, the cell phone or laptops or whatever, iPads, to distract the mind into something which we feel is relaxing, right? But does that help in the long term? And probably I'm speaking from experience here. Okay. So what is that one thing that really helps to really stabilize the mind in peaceful thoughts, silent thoughts, where the mind is not overactive and hyperactive when it's time to sleep? Rather, it is already slowing down within and inside. And the thing that helps is clarity. When we mean clarity, clarity meaning clarity of who we are, of our truth. That clarity is what Raj Yoga meditation is teaching us. Who am I? And when we are referring to this, who am I? We are referring to this inner point of light, the inner being, who's the living one. And when we connect with that point of light and get that clarity of, everything that is in the physical world, if we reduce its importance in the mind, not to give it importance in the mind, then we are able to actually really come into clarity or stabilize the mind into this, our real world, the world of this inner being, which is a being of peace and silence. When this is done, the cyclical thoughts, which cause like a chaos in the mind, the more we reduce the importance of the physical world, the thoughts and the chaos, the cyclical thoughts, they will also start to automatically reduce. So we don't have to distract ourselves, with books and movies and whatever else, but just reconnect and remind ourselves of our truth, that we are beings of peace. So let us try that in today's meditation. So we sit in a comfortable, relaxed, but alert posture. And as we choose this alert posture for our physical body, we also choose an attentive posture for the mind. And we steer our mind to connect with that inner being of light, to connect with the truth, the reality of this inner being of light. In a second, we come into clarity, as if this inner being of light, who looks like a star, is drawn towards his world of light. A door opens which welcomes this being of light into an amazing and wonderful dimension of light. In this dimension of light, the inner being can see clearly. He sees the true self with clarity. He is able to see the physical world far into the distance, as small and irrelevant. He knows that whatever is happening in that physical world or has happened, it is all a part of an act on a stage. Nothing more. There may be various acts. Some may be scary, some may be good, some may be thrilling, some acts may be exciting. But this inner being of light, when he knows that it is just an act, he's reducing the importance of that act because he's connected with clarity. The truth of his true home, a home of light. With a clear perspective, he can see his family, which is so noble. All are beings of light. This dimension of light is peaceful forever. It is a dimension of silence. It is a dimension of supreme truth. It is a home that is real. And from this higher perspective, this being of light can see the artificial nature of the act on the physical world. The whole physical world is unimportant. What is important is what is real. There is a certain beauty in this truth and clarity. So we just stabilize our mind in this clarity. And so, for the rest of the evening, Whenever these thoughts from the physical world come up in the mind, we remind ourselves that they are all temporary in nature, unimportant, and we connect ourselves with the reality. Thank you.